I'm filming this quite later on in my during like the assignment process, but I realized I don't really have an intro. So this is the process of what we're doing each week, each day, depending on how often I took the clips. I explain what I'm doing as a director, and what I've done to be like a better director as well, like what I've been doing through the day to make sure I'm doing my job right. So these are like a load of clips, just like of evidence of my work, explaining what I'm doing as well. So yeah. So all the clips are just me explaining what I'm doing. I'm the director, and also I've taken the job of social media manager along with Ismir and partially Kate. I know Kate hasn't really posted on the Instagram as of yet, but me and Ismir have posted quite a lot and promoted quite a lot, and I know we're both doing that. And yeah, but I talk about my job as a director here, and yeah, so all the clips that you'll see next are all just me explaining what I've been doing for the last couple of weeks. Today we've discussed that I will be writing all the script over the weekend because it's my duty as a director. So it's more like, efficient throughout the whole week. So if I finish the script this week, then all my group needs to do is rehearse and work on costumes and obviously the staging, but it'll be a lot easier if we have our whole concept written out and done for us, because we know exactly what we're going to do, we just don't know the exact words that we're going to say. So I'm going to write a proper script out so that we can also allow the stage managers and for us to put like the sound cues and everything in it as well. So yeah, that we plan to do that after we made our fully realised plan. And yeah, so that's about it. So I'm going to try to do that over the weekend. If it doesn't go to plan, then I will obviously let you know. And that's about it. So see you in the next clip. For today, I've made an Instagram account myself. I started posting on it, and Ismir has also logged into the account and started posting on it too to promote us. And yeah, that's about it. So the is West Herts College WHC Among Us, if you want to check that out. I'm updating you now because I've finished my script on the 5th of December. I finished it, I've written it all out. I wrote all the stage directions out as well, so that we can now allow the stage manager to like fill that in with all the music cues. I also wrote most music cues. If we add more, obviously the stage manager can do that. And yeah, I've printed a script out for each person in my group, and now all we need to do is work on the way we perform each scene. So yeah, hello. I've just made a trailer for our Instagram. It has loads of like close-ups and stuff and stills from our performance. I posted that on our social media. Even though I'm not the social media manager, we don't really have one, so I decided to take that role as well as Ismir. So I posted another trailer. Yeah. Also today I have given out the scripts to everyone, so we can all read through that. So we are prepared for when we start working on it on Thursday and Friday. And then on Thursday and Friday, our plan is to do scene 1, 2, and probably 3. And I'm going to direct all of that and obviously give everyone pointers and stuff, and I'll update you what I do on that day. Today, what we've done so far is we spent the morning doing our stage our production meeting. We discussed what we're doing for the day. We read for the script with Izmir because Izmir wasn't here on Monday. Then what we're doing now is planning the floor plan with Kate. And
Scene 2.
yeah, scene 2, not 1, because we've done that already. Then we'll get scene 3 done.
Hopefully, and scene 4. Scene 5.
And then after that, we are rehearsing and learning our lines for all of it.
Yes.
I'm starting on scene 1 today, learning our lines. The next 2 days is to rehearse everything and make sure we have all our scenes down and start to memorize our lines, as I know some of us haven't had it all memorized. I personally have, but I know that some of the other people in my group haven't memorized our whole script, so we're going to go through all of that, knowing all our lines, and we're going to rehearse, and hopefully I'll be able to direct scenes 4 and 5 as well, because we've been rehearsing 1, 2 and 3, so we need to get scenes 4 and 5 down and know how we're going to place that and everything, how we're going to act in that. And yeah, so we're going to do that for the next 2 days, and I'll let you know how that goes. Hi guys, so today we were working on scene 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Scene 4 and 5 I directed because we haven't gone through that yet, so I did that. I made sure where there was ellipses, people were actually breaking in between them, because often Izmir wasn't following my direction and breaking between it, so I had to make sure that was done properly. And yeah, for our social media, I posted an announcement saying that our production is delayed because we have an extra week to rehearse and stuff. And I told them that it will be a week after than we intended. So yeah. Now, since that we've gone through all scenes 1 through 5, and I've directed each scene and told everyone what I expect from them in each scene, I'm gonna make sure they annotate that on their script, so when they're reading it, they remember what I've already directed. And then also, since we've already done that, since I've directed each scene, and we've gone through them thoroughly, one by one, and directed each one and told them where to say this, how to say each line and everything, if I thought they weren't delivering it right. I've done that for each scene, and now that I've done that, what we're gonna do now till performance day is just rehearse the scenes again and again and again, and make sure we have it perfect each time, because sometimes people forget their direction. I know Izmir has a few times, so I've just had to remind Izmir to say that in a proper way, or pause there, or just small little things that we're gonna make sure are perfect before we perform. And yeah, I think that's all. I haven't really talked about what my role as a director means, and what I have to do. So as a director, I've had to write the script, give everyone their script. I've written it all out, the stage directions and everything. I did that thoroughly, and that'll be I'll submit that along with my assessment. I've made sure that within each scene that I have directed it thoroughly and watched as if I was in the audience. So when it's season 1, I'll come out of it and just say my lines while I watch everyone else, so I can direct them. I've done that for scenes 1 to 5. I've done that thoroughly. We've gone through that. We went through each scene one by one, let me direct it, and then now we're just piecing that all together. Also, I took the role of social media manager along with Izmir, and we post trailers, one that I put in earlier in the video. We've also put in little point of views from our characters, which is a fun extra for people who are following it to promote us. And yeah, that's all I want to talk about for now, but later on I will talk more in depth after we finish the whole process about how what I've done as a director for our group and how that went. So yeah, about my responsibilities as a director and what I've had to do throughout this whole process. So my responsibility as a director is to make sure that my creative vision is being produced while everyone is acting out the scene. So first I started by writing the script. I wrote out the whole script so everyone could take a look at it and be familiar with the material. And then after I have directed each scene and told everyone how to pronounce this, what tone to use when you're saying that line, or how you move in one line. I can give you specifics for each scene. So for scene 1, I want it to be quite fast paced at the beginning. So when we're like talking and Kate makes her big entrance and everything, I want it to be very fast paced. So it just builds up and builds up and builds up until the murder happens. And so I told everyone, like, make sure you're saying these quickly, but still in this tone. Like with Ismay, I made sure that even though it's like a very quick line that you're saying, like it's supposed to be a very quick line, make sure you're very, like, you're enunciating your words properly, like and like where it's in capital letters, make sure you're like putting emphasis on that word. That's mostly what I did for scene 1. Made sure it was quick and fast with still like impact on each of the lines. Scene 2, I made sure again with Ismay when there's I want it to actually be slow, scene 2, a lot more than scene 1, so it's like that juxtaposition. And so in scene 2, I made sure that when I put an ellipsis in the script that Ismay does take a break, because it's supposed to be like a pause, so it looks like your character's thinking. You need to have to go through the process of thinking and then show like that your character's thinking, not just continue because you know the lines. You need to actually show the process of that. So I made sure Ismay was doing that while also with the accent and everything. Scene 3, it was me and Soraya. A lot of the time I'm supposed to be shouting and I need to also direct myself as well as everyone else. So I made sure that I was, when it was like supposed to be a shouting line, I need to make sure I'm doing that. Make sure I'm still like a kind of shy character that my character is, because it's melodrama, we have like nonsensical characters, and I wanted to make sure like the rich cocky person was kind of like just very wimpy and very like little. So I need to make sure that's coming across, and when there is shouting lines I need to shout while still being not this confident character. So I made sure I was doing that, and with Ray's lines as well. A lot of the time it was like supposed to be shouting, and I made sure it was capital letters in the script. So I had to remind them, like, make sure you're shouting these lines, because it with Ray's inspector especially, I needed to make sure it was up and down, like highs and lows and highs and lows. Because that was what I intended it to be. So I made sure that she was doing that. For scene 3, it's I didn't need to do that much direction with Kate, but I needed to make sure that she was like saying her lines at a good pace as well. Like, it was a lot of the time where there was problems, it was just pacing, because Kate was already really good with her accent, so it was just the timing. So it was like, I know there's like a very, very violently bit, she says that kind of line, and I needed to make sure she takes a very long break, because there's an ellipsis, and it might not have said, I made sure she annotated her script as well, so it says a long break instead, because it's supposed to be like a long break, so the joke lands better, there's more time to laugh and stuff. Then for scene 5, it was just, I needed to make sure what I was telling people there was to get the physical comedy of everything. So with Kate and Ray, when Kate's being taken away, I needed to make sure there was like actual like kind of fighting going on there, not just like a little walk away, because it's supposed to be like kind of physical comedy there. So I needed to make sure that was happening. It is now, so it's all going well, and I need to make sure my last delivery of my line is when like I snap, so everything needs to be timed perfectly and also at the right tone. So it needs to be shouted, some lines needs to be like mellow because my character's like breaking down. I needed to make sure I was doing that right too, and I think I'm doing a good job of it now. And our performance is on Friday. It's currently Wednesday, so tomorrow we are just going to rehearse, then Friday rehearse a bit more and then perform, and I think we are perfectly on track to do a great performance. So yeah, the like updates, because we're all done now, we just need to rehearse. So there is obviously a little bit more directing to do when we're rehearsing, but nothing too major. Like, everything is pretty much on track to be performed for Friday. So yeah, so this is the end of the video for now. There will also be loads of proof and stuff submitted along with this. So the script, some annotated scripts that I made everyone else do, and also in some of our production meetings. I know there's one on my YouTube already as well, so that will go there as well. But other than that, yeah, it's all done.